Welcome back, winners. It is Slytherin here to bring you another Wizards Unite update. I am super stoked about Harry Potter Wizards Unite and its upcoming release. Now, I know there's a huge question on a lot of folks' minds, as we have seen very recently that, look at that. Harry Potter Wizards Unite is beginning their beta test out in New Zealand. So if you're a Kiwi and you have not downloaded it already, make sure you do so because it is an open beta. You don't have to do anything apart from go to your app store, download it, and start playing. Make sure you do that. Now, if you are not in New Zealand, I'm sure the burning question on your mind is this. When do we get Wizards Unite? We're going to talk about it. But before we jump in, I have a couple quick things to share with y'all. I'm really excited about this. So today, we just ordered our sweet merch from Vistaprint. Now, I had done this a little bit before. I'm not sponsored by them by any means. But I got some sweet busy cards. So these gems showing off some Slytherin gemness. And on the back, we got our Join the Adventure tagline, of course. Today, we got two new things. I'm really excited about these. So first and foremost, because I am definitely a coffee person, I got a mug. And of course, on the back, got our Join the Adventure. So Slytherin mug already. And I'm really excited about this one. Got our sweet new, got a shirt hanging out. Going to be repping that as I go out and play Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So be ready for that. And let's go ahead and talk about our beta. So I have two big points that I want to bring up about Harry Potter Wizards Unite and how Pokemon Go's release and their beta window may have impacted how we actually see the release date of Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So the first thing in that is Pokemon Go's original beta testing. Now, their beta testing was a closed test, so people had to go to a website after receiving an email, and it was kind of a lottery system. Certain people were able to sign up, certain people weren't. And as soon as these emails were released out, you could go to a website, download the file, and then start playing the game. But you also had very strict rules of what you could and could not share. So Niantic was very closed-lip and very closed-mouth about what was going on with their beta testing. You were not supposed to share screenshots, screen recordings, anything like that, and you had to sign away some information as you were participating in their beta testing. Now, that beta test was starting in March of 2016, and it ended in June of 2016, and there were 3 different releases of the beta. As you may know, the original place that the beta testing for Pokemon Go started in Japan. So it started out in Japan back in March of 2016. Then it was opened up in April to Australia and New Zealand. So they both got the opportunity to beta test. And then in May, it was beta test launch in the United States. So they went from a very large populated, Japan, it's very densely populated, a whole lot going on there, to New Zealand and Australia, which also have significant populations and significant densities in different areas, to the US, which is very sparse, very spread out. There's and I'm most familiar with this, so a lot of different regions within the US, but they still got to test out a little bit more of the condensity of large cities like Manhattan or LA, so very densely populated, as well as a lot of the rural areas of the game. So what's interesting about this is it was March, April, May, and June, which was the beta testing, but it was the end of March, so I basically count April, May, June, a 3-month window for 3 different areas to go ahead and test Pokemon Go. Now, what we can draw from that is they may have additional places where they will go out and do beta testing, which would make sense if they're trying to kind of build up the game and build some excitement to it. And with that, we could potentially see a 3-month window. So here it was officially announced on the website that Harry Potter Wizards Unite is beta testing, which began in New Zealand and New Zealand only on April 16th. So that means we could have April, May, June for beta testing again, and then have a July release date. And probably about halfway through July, if that's the same timetable that they're going with, as they started out very early in July when they released Pokemon Go. So the Pokemon Go was released on July 6th of 2016, and the beta testing had ended on June 30th. So there was beta test ends 1 week, and then the game officially launched in only very specific regions, and then it slowly rolled out from there. So what I would like to say about that is a couple different things. The first one is that if we end up seeing the same sort of timetable, we could see that 3-month window. So that would probably put us, if they did the same thing, 3 months from now, which would be the middle of July. And then if they decide to wait a week again, we would be pretty close to Harry Potter's birthday, as well as J.K. Rowling's birthday, which is July 31st of 2019, which may be our release date. And if they're trying to go with the wizarding theme, it's possible. It's definitely possible that they do the exact same thing. But Niantic likes to throw us some surprises. Now, you will notice here that the countries and territories that they ended up releasing Pokemon Go to varied. So that first week was only for Australia, New Zealand, and the United States, 3 places that got the beta test. But you'll notice that Japan did not get a full release of Pokemon Go until July 22nd of 2016. Now, a lot of variation in how they release this game, and kind of choosing to roll it out slowly into different regions and different territories, which is definitely an interesting way of going about a game, because they want to try and make sure that their servers were ready for it, and they had a lot of issues when they launched. I mean, it was a challenge to play the game in a lot of those areas once the official launch hit, even with beta testing. And what is very, very interesting about this to me is that this window is not in the same order that beta testing came out. So United States being some of the first to get it, as well as Australia and New Zealand, well, those were the later ones that did beta testing. It's a note. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will have the same scenario come up with the release of Wizards Unite. So, as I had mentioned before, Niantic enjoys kind of throwing us some surprises, and they're definitely in that mantra of, we're going to tell you stuff, we're just not going to tell you right now, and we're not going to tell you when we're going to tell you, we just kind of do it, and then we're all left surprised, shocked, kind of flabbergasted at what happened. So that kind of happened with this release of the beta testing, and what's different about this beta testing is that it's an open test, that anyone in the country can go out and download it. So that was not the mantra of what they did for their Pokemon Go game. They kind of released this, and it seems very much like they just announced it and said, hey, if you're in New Zealand, go download it, you can play our beta. Very interesting. And what I draw from that is that they're not playing by the same rules that they had in 2016. They're kind of just going for it. They're announcing something and they're doing it. Now, for me, I would say that that means that this game is far more complete and far more ready to go than what Pokemon Go was. And what's fascinating about this is, if you think about it, the servers need to be tested, right? And the problem with Pokemon Go is during the beta test, servers had a lot of problems because everyone was trying to play at the same time. People were having trouble logging in, and it was a huge, huge challenge to get yourself into your Pokemon Go account so you could go out and catch things. Now, with that, we do have Wizards Unite now being open beta, and that means that they are now choosing to kind of go out and just give it out to the public, give it out, and letting them really test and have a real test of what they're doing. And what's really exciting about this is that means that this game is far more complete, far more put together, and far more ready for market than any other. So I would say, yes, July 31st may be one of the potential release dates, but it may be sooner, and I'm really leaning towards that, because I feel like they can't just announce something, give it to them, and then say, okay, you get an advantage for being in this country for a very, very long time. And what I mean by that is, during the Pokemon Go beta, everything that you created in your account application got deleted. Everything was gone. So whatever you made during that time, it was over. As soon as you ended the beta, your account was deleted, and once you downloaded the game, you had to start again from scratch. That's not the case for Wizards Unite. As soon as you downloaded the app, you have the full app, and further updates or whatever happens, it doesn't seem like you're going to have to delete this app and try again later. So that's super exciting because that means that you get to keep your progress, your level, your name, everything that you've created in your game, you get to keep that. And furthermore, that means that Niantic is very likely, in my mindset, to actually go out and release this game a lot sooner than I think a lot of us are thinking. So for that, I'm pretty excited, and I'm really hoping that that is the case, especially because they're playing by new rules this year. And if we know anything, they enjoy that element of surprise. So keep your eyes peeled to the marketplace, because it looks like the Calamity may be coming to an app store near you much sooner than we anticipated. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will see you guys next time, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single thing. I will see y'all soon. Slytherin, out. And one last thing, I know that there were some WooTubers out there that have created a video all on the Pokemon Go beta window, so I encourage you to check that out. That was made by Mike and Britt over at the Wizards Guide. I will link that up in the cards here, so make sure that you guys are checking that out, helping out our WooTube community grow and flourish and be super healthy, because y'alls are amazing and supporting content creators like us. Thanks again for being here, and I will see y'alls next time. Out.